What up, comic book fam? Happy new comic book day, September 15th, 2021. It was another light week. I spent the lowest amount of money at the LCS that I spent since I got back into this game. Let's get right into it. Starting off with DC Comics, we've got Joker #7 from the best guy doing it, James Tynion IV. Long live the king. I am loving this story from Joker. Now, the last 3 issues have been kind of a slow burn here, not a lot going on, but I think here in 8 we're going to start seeing some more things pop off. They've slowly been developing this Lady Bane character, and I think at the end of this one they're setting up us finally getting to know a little bit more about her. All right, that's it for DC Comics. Moving on to Marvel Comics, we've got Eternals Thanos Rises. This appears to be an origin story for Thanos. It talks about Thanos' parents, how they got together, how they determined to have him, and the consequences of them having him. So I didn't know much about any of that. I've kind of read some synopsises of it, but I haven't actually read the story. So I enjoyed this one, looking forward to more. Still with Marvel Comics, we've got the cover of the week from Raza, Iron Man #12, the Miles Morales anniversary variant. This was by far my #1. I tried to buy this online before just to make sure I got a copy, but they were sold out everywhere. So I was a little concerned that when I got into my LCS, they were going to be jacking the price up on this one. But they did not. It was regular cover price, so I was excited about that. I'm not reading Iron Man, but I love this cover, so I wanted to grab it. And I went ahead and grabbed 3 of them as I plan for this to be a hobby funder at some point here in the near future. Moving on to Image Comics, we've got Primordial from Jeff Lemire. Now this was an interesting read. It leaves you at the end really wanting to know what exactly happened to those monkeys in space, who took them, and what does it all mean. So very interesting setup here. Cannot wait to see where he's going with it. Next up from Image Comics, we've got Time Before Time #5, continuing this interesting story about the future in time travel. Think Looper with Bruce Willis is kind of the setup here. I'm enjoying this one. I like stories that play with time, so continuing on with this. Next up, still from Image Comics, we've got Spawn 321, the Francesco Mattina cover. I bought the Bjorn cover, I bought the McFarlane cover, but when I went in this week, I decided that I wanted this Mattina cover as well. Next up from IDW Publishing, we've got Bermuda #3, and apparently there's only 4 issues of this because the end of this one says the finale is #4. So real short story, but I'm enjoying it. The art really pops in terms of the colors, so I like the story, like the art, enjoying this one. Glad that my homie Evils Comics and Sith Lordly with Spine Ticks recommended this one for me. Next up, Fight Girls #3 from Frank Cho and AWA Upshot. Really enjoying this publisher, and I'm enjoying this story so far. We've got a competition to be the queen of the world, and by the end of this one, that competition is down to 2 contestants. In addition to that main story, we've got a backup story where we're trying to figure out more information about one of the mysterious contestants left over, Xandra Blackwater. Who is she, what she's about, and who's she working for? Interesting questions that I'm sticking around to get the answers to. Next up from Fantagraphics, we've got Red Room #4 from Ed Piskor. He's doing both the writing and the art on this one. A hell of a talent and a hell of a story. If you're not a fan of movies like Hostel or Saw, then you definitely want to avoid this one, as this one probably takes it a little bit further than Hostel or Saw ever did. So quite gruesome, quite brutal, very much a, I don't care about political correctness book. I'm interested enough to continue with it. Next up, again, from the best guy doing it, King James Tynion IV, we've got Wind #10. This is the end of the 2nd arc. We've got Wind in some trouble at the end of the last issue. In this issue, we learned more about what was going on with that, and he has a bit of an interesting transformation in this one that I thought was pretty cool. We still don't know exactly what Wind is, but we're continuing that mystery, developing that mystery, and I'm interested to get to what it all means. Loving this story, can't wait for what's next. And last but not least, from Bloom Studios, we've got 7 Secrets number 12 from my second favorite guy doing it, Tom Taylor. This is the end of the second arc, I believe, setting up a new one. We learn more about the betrayal at the end of the last issue, why they did it, what it means, and we learn a bit more about our main character of sorts, Casper, and his abilities and what exactly is he. So loving this story, really excited. This really has everything that you want in a comic book story. Great art, great story, great feelings involved. Loving this one, can't recommend it enough. 7 Secrets number 12. Quick reminder, my Road to 250 giveaway is still ongoing. We are at 165 subscribers now, so we're moving right along. Once I hit that 250 subscribers, I will be giving away a copy of Avengers 267 and Avengers 269, 2 books that I bought for $3 that have skyrocketed up to $50 and $30, $40 values. So I made quite a bit of money off of those purchases, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with one of my subscribers, one of you. No reason why it shouldn't be you. All you got to do to give yourself a chance is subscribe to my little channel here and comment on Road to 250 videos. 1 comment per video will give you 1 chance per video to win those 2 books. So definitely get in there and do that. Until next time, peace, comic book fam.